Guys, so I finally got my saw blades in the mail. Took around 2 weeks. I found this place from British Columbia. So I ordered them online. Let's hope it works. I think mine was 145 inches and 3/4. And I think this one is like 156 or I know it was off by like 1/4 of an inch, so but I think it should be okay. It's amazing to me how they can make it into a circle, but once I open it I can never get it to stay like this again. So yeah, I ordered them from sawmillblades.ca, and the brand I bought is Wood Miser silver tip carbon. Yeah, so it was 173 Canadian, which is around 123 American, for 3 blades. There was a box of 10. It was a bit expensive right now, so I just ordered 3. But once I go through 2 of them and I have 1 left, I'm gonna order more just to make sure that I don't get stuck in a situation like this again. I was trying to bend the teeth of my other one. I didn't know exactly the pattern, but looking at the new one, it looks like one turns up and then one is straight and then one turns down, and then it repeats that pattern. But I think I was banging them down, a lot of them, and it was just going the wrong way. It kept on climbing up or something. So I don't know exactly, but it's kind of hard to try to fix this with a hammer. Seems like it needs very precise machining to work properly, so I'm just gonna replace this one for now. And sometimes, I don't know, I'll keep this one for now, see if it can be fixed in the future. I don't know. Anyway, so let's change that blade and see if we can get some cuts. So I got a little too excited to open my new blade without gloves. Got a nasty cut on the finger here, but you should definitely wear gloves for this. Before I continue milling, I'm gonna move this because this pile is getting quite big. I was gonna use this for firewood. I'm thinking maybe to use it for like the sides of like some wood sheds and stuff like that. I'll see if I can use it. If not, then I'll put it to burn. Finally, I'm gonna be able to get some 2x8s out of this one. 7.5. It's a little shy. 1.5. Forgetting to account for the thickness of the blade, I need to give it a little extra space. Not bad. This one, I was able to get the center right in the middle. Yeah, so got some 2x4, some 2x8s. Still need to mill some 2x6 and the posts to do to work on the other solar mount. But also I need some 2x4s to work inside one of my trailers where I'm going to be moving the batteries to. I need to build a wall there so I can hang the inverter and stuff. So I'm going to need more 2x4s. I'm going to wrap it up for today and I'll continue tomorrow. Good morning, friends. I really have to hurry. The weather channel was saying that the temperature was going to be one thing, but then the temperature drops 5 degrees lower than that, which makes my battery unchargeable. So I really need to hurry and transfer those batteries over to my heated trailer. Otherwise, it only starts charging once the battery warms up around midday, and never able to get to 100%. So I need to move my batteries ASAP. So today I'm going to finish milling the wood, but I need to build a wall there to hang my inverter and stuff. And hopefully I can get that done soon. And I cut this like very close to 10 feet, so I need to get it right next to the edge of the blade here, so that I'm able to cut the whole thing. I tried to give myself an extra ½ inch, so 10 feet, ½ inch, so I can square up the corners if I need a full length, 10 feet. So this one seems to be way shorter than 10 feet. I'm actually missing ½ inch to 10 feet. Alright, I'm gonna go for this tree over there.
He's a builder, but he's also our hairdresser. When can I book an appointment?
Is your hair butchered? I've cleaned up most of the stuff that was here. It's so easy to pile up junk everywhere. Yeah, now I have to disconnect the batteries so I can move them out of the way, because I'm going to be building the wall here to hang my inverters and my electrical panel. I think I'm going to also put a layer of film on this window, a plastic film, so to block some of the draft coming in before I build the wall.
On the other side of yours. Okay, so you're not allowed coming on my side. No, yours in the middle, and the other side is yours, and the side in
Alright, so the framing is pretty much done. Be nice if I had a whole sheet of plywood for here, but I have a few scraps right now, so that's what I'm gonna use. Don't try this at home. I'm just gonna need some blockings now here where the inverter and the electrical panel is going to be, but I'll do that as I put it on because I don't know exactly where it's gonna go yet. Alright, now it's time to take apart this mess here, and well, hopefully next time I'll do a cleaner job so it doesn't look as messy. Alright, I just dug the hole for my other grounding plate that I'm gonna need since my panel is kind of far away from where I'm gonna be having the inverter. So yeah, the panels is over 100 feet away, so I still have a lot of work here to get this thing ready to go. So in the meantime, I'm gonna set up my Bluetti solar X4K just so I can get some solar power coming into my Bluetti Apex 300. So let me hook that up now. I'm gonna have to change my solar panel configuration because I had my array on 2 sets of 6 hooked up in series in parallel, so 2 parallel 6 series, but it's not gonna work out with this one, so I'm gonna need to connect them 11 panels in series, so I'm under the 16 amp rating here. So I got this cable from Bluetti. This one's gonna go into here, and this other end will just hook into the batteries. Okay, so I have my solar going into this breaker box that I still have to bring in the wire from the solar panels. The ground wire, I'm just hooking up to this one, and I'm gonna have to put my grounding plate outside and join it with this green wire here, which is also the ground for this breaker box, and I think that should be it. Alright, so I hooked up the Solar X4K to the Bluetti Apex 300. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 B300K batteries for a total of 13,000 something, I believe. So let's test out. Hopefully everything works out. So with the Solar XK plus the AC input, I'll have this unit charged in no time. I'm getting almost 3,000 watts coming in from the Solar X4K and another 1,000 watts from the AC side. I want to thank Bluetti for partnering with us on today's video, and for a while now we've been using the Apex 300 paired with 4 B300K batteries, which gives us around close to 14 kilowatt hours of storage, which is great for us since we're off grid and we depend on our solar system. Until now we were only charging the Apex 300 with the AC plug, which is not ideal for us. We have a lot more power that we could use. That's why I'm happy that Bluetti sent us the Solar X4K charger. Solar X4K can handle up to 4,200 watts, so I was able to connect all 12 of these panels in series and hook it up to the Solar X4K. Up here in the north, especially in the winter, we barely get any sunlight. We get maybe 4 to 5 hours of sunlight, so it's crucial for us to have a way to capture as much energy as we can as fast as possible. So the Solar X4K is going to help us to be able to store energy so that we don't have to run our gas generator as much like we did last winter because we didn't have our solar system set up properly. So if you are off grid like we are and you want a system that can handle a lot of power, we definitely recommend you check out the Bluetti Apex 300 paired with the Solar X 4K so that you can get the most out of your solar panels. Whoa, 4,000 watts, eh? Friends, the Bluetti Black Friday warm-up sale is live. You can save up to 63% off, and if you use our code on the Apex 300 series, you get an extra 8% off. All links and codes are going to be in the description and pinned comment. Thanks again, Bluetti, for partnering with us on today's video. So in 5 months, yesterday was the first time I had to start my gas generator, which is a pretty good blessing not to have to waste any money just using solar. However, we got like a straight week of just rain. After 3 days, I ran out of my backup power, my battery storage, so I have to run the generator now. I'm hoping tomorrow I might get some sun, or maybe later on today, but in the meantime, all good things must come to an end. I want to work on my other solar mount so that when the sun does come out, I'm able to capture as much as possible. So I grab my 2x6s and the cans that I milled. So these are the 4x6s that I got for the posts. So yeah, I only have 5 2x6s here. So I think I'm gonna need to mill some more lumber to get a few more 2x6s. I think on the last mount I used 12. I'm not sure how this one's gonna look like because I can't really dig because it's on top of the rock. There's already a pier foundation there that the previous owner put there. His plan was to build a cabin there, but it's not on the right alignment, so like it wouldn't be facing south if I built in the same direction there. So I have to see if I can come up with a way to still use that, but change the orientation so that the panels are facing the way I want them to face. So friends, this is what I'm working with. There's some piers, concrete piers over there. The spacing, like it would end here and my rails go all the way over there. So this right now, I put it east-west. So it's facing south, but it doesn't really match the piers. So I think I'm gonna find a way to put a post over here. This is rock, pretty much. I'm gonna scrape this off and maybe fill it with a little bit of something, or maybe cut the post on an angle so that it contours the rock. And yeah, let me see what I can come up with. So the rain continues here, but I'm just trying to get this done. So I built half a little section here, some flooring, just so I can screw on the pieces that are gonna hold the posts. It's not gonna be supporting the weight. The weight is gonna be straight on the ground, but it's just so I can have the right orientation. So obviously this is not the ideal setup here, but I'm trying to brainstorm and do what I can here. So this is what I came up with. I aligned this 2x4 going east-west, which is the direction that I wanted to face south. So in order to secure this beam here without drilling into the rock, I have secured it to these 2x4 over here. And I'm gonna put another one on this side here to wrap all around it. And after, I'm gonna try to figure out a way to get some L brackets to prevent any side movements. Yeah, I don't want to put anything on the top because I don't want it to affect the tilt. But I'll see what I'm gonna come up with. Yeah, but it's pretty sturdy so far, and I'm not even done yet. Alright, so I've got them all nice and leveled. Obviously I still need some bracing to make sure that it doesn't move. But I'm going to need a lot more lumber. So I've calculated 10 more 2x6s at least, and 10 more 2x4s. This one is taking more because of all this framing that I decided to do here. So it's almost the end of the day here. I had to go into town to get some hardware, like those bolts that I got for the other solar panel mount. So I don't know if I'm gonna have time today, but I'll see. Maybe I'll get started. So yeah, mission for today, I need 14 2x6s and around 10 2x4s to finish my build of my other solar panel mount. So let's get started. Now I do have to buy some windshield washer, something that's not going to freeze for my blade, to cool the blade. I'm still using water for now, but I make sure to empty it when I'm done because it freezes overnight. So from that other tree that I grabbed, I was able to get 2 2x6s and 3 2x8s. So I didn't want to waste it, so I just ripped this, even though I'm not going to use them right now, but I might need them for the future. There's a little bit of bark here on the corner, but that's alright. Look who has arrived. It is snowing. I did not miss you, snow. I know some people love snow. It's not my case yet. Maybe when I get into skiing and stuff like that. But in the meantime, it's just more work having to shovel snow. Well, I don't think it's going to accumulate on the ground because it's not cold enough for it to stay, I hope. So that's alright. But it reminds me that Christmas is around the corner. Alright, all done for the day. Yeah, so I got 16 2x6s and I've got 9 2x4s. Some of them are 10 feet and 3 of them are 8 foot. So that should be more than enough to finish that off. So I'll continue tomorrow. Alright, I think this is not going anywhere now. Secured it over here. It's braced on this side as well. So now it won't tip anymore. Well, at least this time around I have my wood stove running, so I haven't been barely turning on the propane furnace, which last winter cost us a lot of money running the furnace all the time because I was still working on connecting my trailer and installing the wood stove. But this time we at least already have that set up, and hopefully in the next few weeks I'll have my solar running at 100% so that we don't have to waste so much money with gas on the generator as well, which was the case last year. Well, Gina went on a mini vacation with the kids to grandma's house, so I'm stuck with walking dogs duty, which is good because sometimes I barely go for walks because I'm so busy with the work I have to do, but it's still good to go out for walks. I have to get into a habit of going for a walk at least once a day. Oh, that feels good. I lost my glove there mid-walk, so my hands are freezing. What are you looking for? Well, looks like it's going to be a beautiful sunny day today. But yeah, today I think we're going to be able to recharge quite a bit of stuff, even though I'm only using one array right now. I'm working on the second one. And since Gina's not here, I have my helpers outside today digging holes that I don't need. And if you're a new subscriber and you're gonna ask the question, why do you have those dogs tied up, go back and watch our video worst week off grid and you'll know why. Because these are not straight, the ends, I have to make sure I square up the ends before I measure my final measurement. Well, it's finally taking shape here. I don't know what's worse, to dig for the posts, or not to dig. But it took a while, but at least it feels very secure. I don't think the wind will be able to move it. But yeah, it's pretty secure. And you can see here when I push, it does wiggle a little bit. Maybe I can put another piece of wood going to the ground there to prevent the downward motion. Yeah, that's pretty good. And I made sure to brace the other ones as well. So there's a brace going this way, and one going that way. So disclaimer, this is very dangerous to do by yourself. I almost got knocked out. I put a screw to support there, but the screw kind of broke and it came swinging. But that's because I built that whole side all at once. But if you build this and then that and that, then it kind of balances the weight, so it's not too bad. But the way I did it, it got too heavy that side. So just be aware if you're trying to do this, maybe get some help. So yeah, this way is kind of light. I can easily move it and it stays. The problem is when you build too much on one side and that makes it off balance and then it gets quite heavy. Alright, so I'm gonna work on moving these panels because one of the 2x6s that was holding that fell right here on the solar panel. Luckily it hit the frame and not the glass, so I'm gonna move these panels out of here, at least further back or something, so that I don't damage anything here. So yeah, friends, it's been over 2 years since I installed this panels here temporarily while I was gonna build the mount, and it took me a long time to actually go ahead and start building it. But it brings back memories. When I first moved off grid, I had never set a solar system before, and it was kind of intimidating at first. I got the number from the people that sold me. I knew I wasn't going to hire anybody. I was going to try to do it myself. I'd done some electrical work in like wiring a basement, but that's about it. That's all I knew. But slowly I learned, and right now I'm pretty comfortable. But it took time and practice. So if you're thinking of going on this journey, like, don't be intimidated. It's possible. You do have to do a little bit of homework and stuff, but it's just interesting how you learn things and you become more comfortable as you play around with things. So that's how I learn, at least. I learn by doing. So now I'm pretty comfortable setting up my own solar system. Alright, so I'm ready to start putting on the panels. When I did this one, I was tilting it to one side. I put a couple of panels, then I tilted back and put another one. But over here is going to be kind of hard to hang the panels even when I tilt it, because it's pretty high off the ground. And it's not really safe to be working on a ladder here. It's a very rocky, uneven ground. So I'm going to try to just lay them on top, secure them somewhat, and then after tilt and finish securing them. So let's see how it goes. Well, building this off the ground like this high definitely made things a bit more challenging, but at least I'm glad that I kind of built a little floor platform here that has been really helpful to be able to move around. Still have to be very careful not to get hurt, but yeah, it's going better than I thought. I thought I was going to end up falling, and so far, thanks to God, I haven't. So just get almost there. Have 2 more panels to go, and then it should be balanced, so it shouldn't be too hard to tilt it to the right angle. Well, because of the wind, someone mentioned in the comments that this post might break because of the wind, and it kind of makes sense. It is a big structure and could almost create like a parachute effect. So I've added some more bracing here just to withstand the wind forces, even though I'm pretty blocked here by trees all around, and the wind mostly comes from this direction, west. I mean from east-west, so I think it should be fine, but I added some more bracing just in case. But it's gonna be a lot harder to tilt because my plan was to adjust every month, but I might just do once a season because a lot of screws that went into this.